Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of the Anton Gasper podcast. It's me, Zach Hogan.
Hello, hello. How y'all doing? We got a good show today, don't we?
Yep, sure do. All right, Zach, what do you want to talk about today?
I think you had a topic in mind, but I'm just trying to remember what it was. What were you going to talk about? Forget.
The NHL playoffs.
Oh, yeah, the NHL playoffs. How's Calgary doing in that?
They're doing good. They won last night 5-2 over the Vancouver Canucks.
So Canucks scored 2, Calgary scored. That's pretty good.
It sure is.
Sure is. So, yeah, good job, Flames.
That's correct.
Yeah. So, from that, listen to any good CDs or albums lately?
I've been listening to the new NICKELBACK album, Feed the Machine.
Feed the Machine. Yeah, it's, wait, is that the newest album? Because it's not that new if it is.
Yeah, it's the newest album.
Wait. Oh my god. Wasn't that like 2015 or 16's release?
Yep, something like that.
Oh. What was the newest album you've listened to? Like,
Power Up by AC/DC.
was that last year? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So what's on the agenda for today?
If you guys want to find my podcast, it's on Spotify. Search up the Anton Gasper podcast.
Yeah. Very, very good. And also look for the return of the Zach Hogan show, if I could give a plug.
Yeah, go right ahead, buddy.
The Zach Hogan show on SoundCloud has returned for one special episode. It is a friend of the Anton Gasper show. The Zach Hogan show, the special Sunday, January 17th, 2021 edition. Half-hour podcast. Look up Zach Hogan show on SoundCloud and you will find it there. That is, of course, the Zach Hogan show.
What's your if you're able to search on your SoundCloud, what's your username on there?
My username on, oh gosh, I can't remember the exact link, but I would say my username, just look up Zach Hogan show January 17th, 2021. You'll find it there. That's about as best as I can tell you. All right, what are we talking about next? We sort of discussed music and sports. What else?
About any kind of concerts. I heard the French Prince is going to come to the HBO Max.
So we're not talking about in-person concerts, then?
Hope not yet.
No? Just what, virtual concerts?
Yep, something like that.
Oh, my phone's... What the hell's going on with... Oh. By the way, if you're hearing some rattling around...
That's my dog, Klaus, everybody.
Yeah, that's the dog Klaus upstairs. Klaus is upstairs, pissing around, fucking around, whatever. You know, just being a dog. Isn't he? He's just being a dog.
If you guys want to find me on my social media, is at Anton R. Gasper. That's all my social media.
That's right. Hey, so are you up to any cool projects lately? I know that you've been doing some sort of schoolwork, but tell us about this new company that we've talked a little bit about that you're a part of and what they do.
It's called Remo.
Yeah? Tell us about it.
Remo is I'm on the website. Remo is
it's a good website. It's a good website. But sorry, Tell me more about it. What is Remo?
Remo was like a conference website. It's all different. It's like Remo. It's like Zoom. It's like a press conference. There's a like a virtual office in your own. You can go to tables, all of that stuff. There's
Very cool. Okay, I'm just curious, Anton, what else is on what's on the agenda for this edition of your show?
What you, Zach?
It's your show. What are we doing?
It's all have you guys watched any have you watched any of the NHL hockey the last couple of days?
We just talked about that.
About movies, have you watched any?
Yeah, I watched something on Netflix not too long ago. Although for the life of me, I can't remember what it was.
What's you tell me about Ron White, Windsor. How many times you met Ron White?
How many times what?
Have you met Ron? Have you seen Ron White?
I met him once in Vancouver in May of 2020. I think that was May 20th, 2020. I took a trip from Calgary to Vancouver on a Greyhound, which sadly does not serve Western Canada anymore.
Yeah, it discontinues.
Yeah, but back in 2016, I took a bus tour, which took about 14 hours to get from here to Vancouver, but it was a really fun thing to do. And so I did that, and I met him that day. It was fun. And then I went to Seattle
That's pretty cool.
Went to Seattle the next day for like 3 days, and then I went on the long journey home from Seattle back to Vancouver, and then from Vancouver back to Calgary. Long time on the bus tour, but it was fun. You know, I have no regrets about doing it. It was fun. So the number of times I've seen him, let's see. Yeah, I've been to 6 of his shows.
That's crazy. All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. Be back in a couple. Be back like 2 minutes.
Hello, and we're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
All right. What's the topic of the hour, good host, Mr. Host?
Yes, talk about the lacrosse.
Tell us what. Yeah, I think you know more about this topic than I do, and I'm interested in it. You've done filming for lacrosse games before, have you not?
Yep. At the Chesapeake Stadium. That's where the Calgary Roughnecks play.
And just tell for the folks who don't know, what do you do there?
I did the field camera. I did the center ice for the face-off for the Roughnecks, Calgary Roughnecks.
Very cool. Very cool. See, you did that for the Roughnecks. You've also done hockey games. You've done sports events, and also for the Calgary Stamps. Did you do camera work for the Calgary Folk Fest for the big screen? What did you do there?
I did. I was a security guard at the Calgary Folk Fest like 2 years ago.
Well, but I think the interesting part about that job was what part of the thing were you guarding to stop people from crossing in? Because a lot of people would think that, you were just by default that you were guarding the main gate, but I don't think that's what it was. What were you guarding?
I was roving. It's, if you guys don't know, it's where you walk around the park, make sure everybody doesn't do anything once you get you off the park immediately.
So you weren't I thought you were guarding the river, but was that no? You weren't guarding the river?
Yeah, I was walking by the river pass.
Well, because people, what would they do, right? They would try to come in through the river, if I'm not mistaken. Did you ever catch anybody doing that?
Yep, sure did. Like a couple rafters.
But they were trying to get in the festival for free by crossing the river.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
And how did you stop it?
I asked him to, when my partner asked him to leave by the main gate.
So by the river, you found a way to make them not cross? Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were rafting by the Bow. They were rafting on the Bow River.
Yeah. Wait, was the rafting not allowed, or was them trying to get in the festival without paying not allowed?
Without them getting in the festival, it's not allowed.
Yeah, they have to go through the main gate with a ticket or pay. Right. That's what I thought. And I thought I'd talk about that because sometimes when people hear security, they automatically think, oh, this guy must be by the front gate. But you weren't by the front gate. You weren't by the front gate.
Nope, wasn't.
Yeah. So, did you get to meet any of the artists?
Nope.
No? Were you not allowed backstage?
Nope. You had to be on a different crew for that.
Oh, see, I thought that everybody who worked for the festival was allowed backstage, but I guess I'd be wrong about that, huh?
Yep, that's correct.
What year was this? 2016, 17, 18? I can't remember now.
2019.
Oh. Really? So, did you go for the whole 4 days?
3 days at Sam's game, had to work.
Oh, but you were out all 4 days doing different things.
Yep, it's good. It's good workout when you're doing the festival 4 days. It's lose pretty good weight from walking.
Yeah, well, yeah, for one thing, you're walking out in the hot sun, which I would think would, I mean, they always say it's easier to lose weight in the summertime, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Well, yes and no. I mean, there's some people that like to eat and drink a lot in the summer, so that doesn't help them, I guess. But these things, they are what they are. But it is interesting to hear you talk about your experiences. I went to the folk festival once.
Did you see Sup and Tom there at
the
Calgary Folk Fest?
I did in 2004.
How old were you in 2004?
I would have been 9 because it wasn't November yet. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I was born in 94. So
that's pretty long. It's almost like 16 years.
What? At this point? No, it's longer than that. Oh, you mean since the festival?
Yeah, since last time you saw Sup and Tom.
No, the last time I saw him was in 2010, actually. When he came to the Jubilee Auditorium.
Like almost like 10 or 11 years ago. I wouldn't was thinking.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to connect my device to this thing. I'd like to play a clip from the folk festival that I have on my. Just bear with us for a second. If it doesn't work, Here we go. Here we go. So I'm going to play a clip from 2004 from that day at the Calgary Folk Festival that happens to be on my YouTube page. And at the beginning, you can hear the guy introducing Tom and then Tom talking as he walks on the stage. Again, if I can get it up.
If not, it is what it is.
Yeah. But I think if I just look for it for a second, I'll be able to hopefully get it.
Yep.
Like my burping. Sometimes he'll say to me if I toot or something, he's, you want me to shove a cork up your arse? That's what you say to me, isn't it? What?
All right.
Now let me. I think I got it. I got it. This is him walking on the stage. Folkfest 04.
How many people were there?
If you look very closely, Anton, you'll be able to see it.
Oh yeah.
You kind of see him vaguely walking. Now keep in mind I couldn't zoom in, so it was kind of crummy, but
No worries, buddy. Oh, go ahead.
listen to what he says.
Oh, what he said exactly.
Listen again. Turn it up. Did you hear it that time?
Oh yeah.
He said they told me that there was only going to be, 10 people here today.
Which will be like 100 people.
Oh, no, there was probably as many people as you would have seen. Maybe even more. I mean, was it a busy festival when you went?
Oh yeah, sure was.
Did you enjoy that little thing I just played of Tom saying, well, they told me there was only going to be 10 people here today, man. Like,
Yeah, I saw I heard Bob St. Marie.
by the way, the guy introducing Tom there in that clip I played, he's the late Bob McNevin was his name. He was also on Tom's 1993 tour with a band called the Whiskey Jack, led by a guy who wrote a book about his experiences on that tour named Duncan Fremlin. But anyway, that guy's name was Bob McNevin, just in case anybody was curious. Anyway, who did you see at the festival when you were there?
I saw Bob St. Marie. I saw a Blue Rodeo and a couple of others.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that sounds... do you remember who the others might have been?
I saw somebody from in Toronto somewhere, but I don't remember the name.
From someone,
Exactly.
someone from somewhere in Toronto somewhere, though?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, folks, this is the second episode of the Anton Gasper podcast, as we've said.
Thanks.
Sadly, Mike Tapuska is not with us this time,
He will be on the next episode.
we think.
This is your host, Anton Gasper, and Zach Hogan.
Yeah, thank you. How long of a show are we doing today, host?
How long do you want to go for?
Your show, you tell me.
Go like more 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, so after the pandemic is over, this is something we could talk about. After the pandemic is over, what is the first thing you'd like to get back to doing that you can't do properly right? There's some things you can do properly now, but what is there something that you'd like to be able to do properly that you haven't been able to do since March?
Probably work at Saddle Dome. Probably go back to the restaurants.
Go back to the restaurants. What about, go back to the bars for games and stuff like that?
Yeah, go back to the bars plus probably Flames games. Probably was football games.
Very nice.
And watch Team Canada games too.
Yeah. What? Do you have any idea when the playoffs are supposed to be over? This is a rather confusing season. Maybe you can help me break this down because I don't really understand.
It's like May or June, I believe, but it's hard to say with that.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to say, but you still think around the same time. Didn't they shorten the number of games in this season? I don't know, but I heard that.
Yeah, they had like 30 games. And
what's a typical season? The amount of games?
It's like it's at 48 games.
48 or 40?
40.
So they have how many in this one?
40.
No. In this season.
At a regular season, they had like almost 59.
So almost 59 games, and in this season they have
40 games.
Okay. Well, that would explain, I guess, why they were able to start up later, but still end the season relatively around the same amount of time. Now, in this season, one thing I'm also confused about, I think the answer is no, but maybe you can clarify this for me. Can Canadian teams and American teams play can Calgary play Boston? Can Edmonton play Buffalo? Or can Toronto play, I don't know.
They cannot because it's the borders closed.
But okay, one thing I'm confused about is during the summer, during the end of that season, they were able to actually get some American teams in this country or get some of our teams out there to play. Oh wait, no, it was Edmonton, Toronto, wasn't it? Two big spots.
Something like that.
Well, yeah, but how come they could get those two teams, get American teams out to Toronto or Edmonton, but now we can't get them in here to play? Why that change? Maybe you can break this down better than I. Maybe you can break this down better than I can. That's what I meant there.
Well, it's pretty good question. It's you guys don't know
well, do you know?
You have to take a passport to go to a different city on the NHL.
What can you break that? What does that mean?
All the NHL teams travel by plane. All the close teams travel by bus.
Okay. What about Eastern and Western Canadian divisions? Like, can Calgary play Toronto right now and things like that?
I believe they're playing on the weekend on Sunday.
But can Calgary play the East Coast teams? Can the West play the East, or is that even restricted?
You can.
They can?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the Western Division.
So, nationwide, the teams can play together. Like, play each other.
Yeah, only the Canadian teams. So
well, yeah. So the Canadian teams cannot play the American teams, but they can play each other, though.
Yep, in the U.S.
Oh, and the U.S. can play different teams from different states, kind of like we can play different teams from different provinces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Thanks for clarifying that, because again, I'm not great at breaking that kind of stuff down. You know better than me. So you might have taught us all a bunch of stuff here today that we didn't know.
Yep, thank God to tell you guys about it.
Yep. So we were just out walking the host here. We were just out walking that host dog.
If you guys know, its name is Klaus.
Klaus, yep. And what happened on that walk? I think some other dogs were barking quite loudly.
Yep. Some dogs were barking pretty loud on the walk.
And here I was thinking that your dog was going to try and run up to those dogs and get real aggressive and stuff, but that didn't happen.
Nope, Klaus is pretty good.
Yeah, and I know he has a bit of Rottweiler in him, but otherwise, what kind of a dog is he?
He's a black lab.
Black Lab?
Mm-hmm.
But not Black Labrador. Like, I'm so bad with dog name or types. Like, you and Mike definitely know dogs better than I do.
Oh, yeah.
But then I definitely know cats better than you do, so there's definitely a trade-off there. Anyhow, so we talked about Folkfest, we talked about sports and dogs and stuff like that, which are interesting topics. What's next on the agenda? I think you have the notes better than I do.
Probably talk about LP records.
Oh yeah, I think I have over 400 of them. Over 400. I think you only own like one.
Yeah, one or two-ish, something like that.
Well, actually, you and I own the one that you own is something I also have a copy of, but on a different color. Maybe if you tell us what is that record that you own?
It's the Foo Fighters.
You have that?
Yep, somewhere.
No, the other one you own. Guy we used to work with had a band.
Yeah, Joel Houston.
Yeah, so basically Joel Houston was the guy we used to work with in our office, and he had a band called Mid-Atlantic. I don't know what the hell Joel's up to these days. Have you heard from him lately?
Nope, I haven't.
He sort of disappeared. We lost touch, which is kind of... I want to track him down. I don't know about you, but I think he's working at the University of somewhere in Saskatchewan. Do you remember whether it was Regina or Saskatoon?
Don't know. It's pretty...
But he got his dream job teaching, I believe, as the story goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, good for him. But it is one of those things where as soon as he left, it was just a great guy to work with, and he had this band called Mid-Atlantic, which the genre was basically instrumental rock, I would say. But
yep, and his sister Sarah was the pianist.
Yeah, I think it was sort of a family affair, but in a good way. Like, I know I'm laughing, but I'm not mocking it. It was a great band. And, it was really something that they did that. And, oh yeah, The God of the Dead was the name of the second album. And the first album I can't remember the name of, but I know I have one on CD and one on LP. Now, you have the black vinyl, I have the white vinyl of that. Like... Right, we have different colors of that pressing.
Mm-hmm. We sure do.
But if you want to look it up, I mean, it's God of the Dead by the band called... Shit, what did I just say?
Mid-Atlantic.
No, but his band... This is gonna... What band name did I just say and now I forgot? Joel's band.
Mid-Atlantic.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. Mid-Atlantic, God of the Dead. And again, the first one, I can't remember the name, but there are no lyrics, I don't think, in any of the songs. But, great
nope, there's not. There's them playing together.
Yeah. And, this might interest you, Anton. I have a bunch of Nickelback LPs. I've got Long Road. I've got All the Right Reasons.
I've got Dark Horse.
No, I can never find that. I've looked for it. It's rare, apparently. And but I do have, I think, one called Here and Now. Right, and oh God, the other one it's gonna bug me all night, but I can't remember the damn name of it. I have a lot of Stompin' Tom records. I have Jimi Hendrix. I have Stevie Ray Vaughan. I've got Joan Baez, Bob Dylan, John Sebastian. Those are all 60 folk heroes. And
do you have a couple of Foo Fighters?
Yeah, I do. What Foo Fighters record do you have? I'm curious.
I have the newer CD.
Wait, I thought you had an LP of it, you said.
Yep, had LP.
Of what? Which one?
Whatever that record is.
Okay, you'll have to show me later. But I do have Concrete and Gold, the newest album, which was a 2017 release.
Yeah, I think I have that CD somewhere.
Yeah, no, I have the LP of that for sure. In fact, you were with me the day we bought it, I think.
Mm-hmm. I sure was.
And do you remember how side 4 had no music on it, but it had like a weird sort of writing-looking thing?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure was, but it was fun to look at. Fun to whatever. I played part of that one the other day. I've got a real good, cool setup at my place for playing LPs and CDs and tapes and all that sort of thing. And if you're not into collecting records and you want to, I suggest you get into that. You should get a record player.
I know I should.
You could plug it into your receiver. I know what kind of stuff you got. But, want to wrap it up here pretty quick?
Mm-hmm.
I suggest you don't do that. Anyway, what's on the... You want to take us out?
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining the Anton Gasper podcast.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
And have a good night, you guys.